So far we've talked about the three different forms of a quadratic: factored or intercept form, standard form, and vertex form. And we've talked about them in relationship to the graphs and what they showed. Factored and intercept form show the x-intercepts, standard form shows the y-intercept, and vertex form obviously shows the vertex. But sometimes it's helpful to convert from one form to another algebraically, which is what we're going to look at in this video. One thing that can help is to cover up the y equals and think about what you'd usually do. So if I imagine covering up y equals in the first problem, you have two binomials being multiplied together, which usually we would multiply out using either FOIL or the area model. So what I'm going to do is jump down here and put my y equals, and I'm going to multiply my two binomials together. 3x minus 1, x plus 4. So I get 3x squared, negative x, 12x, and negative 4. When I combine like terms, I get 3x squared plus 11x minus 4. What's different with the next problem? I notice that there's a negative 2. So what I'm going to do is bring down that negative 2, and I'm just going to have one extra step in this problem. I don't want to distribute it right now, because a lot of times what I see is people distribute to both parentheses when really you just need to do one, but I like to just take it in a couple steps. Now what I'm going to do is focus on just the two binomials and multiply those together. X plus 2, 2x minus 1. So 2x squared, 4x, negative x, negative 2, and I put that in my parentheses I have already down here. 2x squared, 4x minus x is 3x, minus 2. And now my last step is to distribute my negative 2 that I have in front. So y equals negative 2 times 2x squared is negative 4. X squared, negative 2 times positive 3x is negative 6x. And negative 2 times negative 2 is positive 4. Hopefully, changing from our factored to standard form wasn't too bad. And the same thing is going to go to vertex to standard form, as long as you don't try distributing the x squared into the parentheses. You can never, ever, 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 ever do that if you have addition or subtraction in your parentheses. That's what I have on my wall that says it kills puppies. Don't kill the puppies, think about the puppies. So what is really in front of this parentheses is a 1, and you'll see why I do this in the second problem, but I'm just going to bring down the 1. I'm going to multiply out my binomial and bring down the plus 6. I promise once you've done the first step, then you will have probably forgotten about those other numbers in your problem, which is why I suggest doing this. So I'm starting with x minus 2 squared. What that means is a square with sides x minus 2, or x minus 2 times x minus 2. Either way you want to think of it. So that's going to give me x squared minus 2x minus 2x plus 4. I put that in my parentheses. X squared minus 4x plus 4. Now, when I distribute my 1, it really doesn't do anything. So I'm just getting x squared minus 4x plus 4. Still bring down your plus 6, and maybe you can see what we're going to do. I've been leaving off y equals, so I'll add that back in. So y equals x squared minus 4x, and 4 plus 6 is 10. The most important thing, once again, is not to try and distribute that squared, because what happens when you distribute the squared is you lose your diagonal, you lose that middle x term. So your answer is wrong. Don't distribute. Okay, so we're going to do the same process on the next problem. I'm going to skip some space and bring down my negative 3. I'm going to leave some space for when I multiply that out, and go ahead and bring down my 10. And now I'm going to multiply out my binomial that is being squared. Now some of you are going to get to the point, and we'll talk about in the next unit, a pattern that we can use to multiply that binomial out in our head. And if you know how to do that, then obviously that's fine. Just don't distribute the squared. So x squared, 4x, 16. So x squared, combine your diagonal, 8x plus 16. Now I didn't promise all these numbers are going to be like super happy, as you can tell. So we're going to distribute. So negative 3x squared minus 24x minus 48. Don't forget about your plus 10. So y equals negative 3x squared minus 24x minus 38.